Good afternoon. The trial is on a 15-minute break. We saw Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile make an important ruling on the testimony of Justice Secretary Laila De Lima. The defense moved that the testimony of De Lima be stricken out of the record, but Enrile ruled that it stays, but the matter on the falsity or truthfulness of the narration regarding the circumstances on the TRO, the alleged irregularities committed by Chief Justice Renato Corona, will be considered hearsay. It was crucial what the Senate President was saying because he was clarifying that the hearsay rule does not apply strictly in impeachment cases. He told lead defense counsel Serafin Cuevas that what we are trying is not a criminal case, it is something akin to a criminal case. So rules like the rules on hearsay evidence do not apply strictly here. It's important because in past weeks, the prosecution has been saying that it seems Enrile has been becoming very strict and conducting the trial in a manner as if it were a criminal trial. But now we see some clarification from Enrile that he views it as something akin, the impeachment case as something akin to a criminal trial, but not exactly the case. We saw Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago actually calling the testimony of Justice Secretary De Lima hearsay. She said that De Lima does not have personal knowledge, and the exception cited by the prosecution that it was a public record made by a public official does not apply. That was the argument of Prosecutor Raul Daza. But again, that was overruled with Enrile's ruling that the testimony stays. So earlier, we also saw the cross-examination of Secretary De Lima. She admitted that her sole basis for those alleged irregularities was a dissenting opinion of Justice Sereno. And she clarified that this issue on the alleged irregularities of the issuance of the TRO does not have any bearing on her alleged defiance of the TRO of the Supreme Court, because this was a point that Cuevas was trying to make in his cross-examination. So we will see this afternoon how we will proceed and eventually what the ruling of Senate President Enrile means, that the testimony stays on the record, but the falsity or truthfulness of that cannot be determined by the mere testimony of De Lima alone. We bring you the press conferences of the defense and prosecution teams.